then he said, I'm trying to save my job, to have him to be blamed for so I can keep my job. And I said, but I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't had nothing to do with it. It was your fault, Lil Tory. And then Blue Man said, tell the truth, Lil Tory. Didn't he make that seal change onto the stores of A&P within the tri-state area? I said, no, but I want him to go to the fall guy because he could get suspended. If they find out, I can get fired as a security supervisor. He said, hush up. And then Lou Man said, hush up, Lil Tory. Your dirty old prints of your phone is written all over you. and then I said, yeah, you shouldn't blame me for all the dirt that you did. And then Latoya said, and then Lou Man grabbed the phone off him and said, as I'm proof of all this, as you can hear right now, that the supervisor, Latoya, has been caught for doing some dirty stuff dirty stuff under the table. So blame Latoya, even though he gets fired. And I said, that's right. The punishment fit the crime. And then you wouldn't believe this. Loss prevention manager that drive from North Bergen to the Bronx.
Yes.
Kevin Verchik wrote up Latory, and he got the blame for it. He tried to prove me wrong. And like a lawyer,
I got one detailed question. Is there a security camera that he has proof of that? Proof that he really did it? Like
his fingerprints was on the phone.
Okay, fingerprints on the phone, and the security camera, the security camera caught it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he gave blame for it.
That's right, and he got written up for it.
Karma has a way of biting you right where you're sitting when you least expect it.
Exactly.
I'm just adding that to what you're saying.
Yeah, I had backup into a security supervisor friend and the Lou Man.
All over that security camera. You know that story reminds me of?
Yeah.
That story. This happened to me twice. That happened to me. That had to be a Virgin Bacon store, and that's where we down in 36th Street. They want to get rid of me because of the clothing, and that person accused that person that works it's way me accusing me thinking he seen the deodorant, which is I did not. I was like, you said you better check. He said, whatever. You better check your stuff because I saw all security cameras that I didn't steal it. So after I went back, you want to call police on me? Go right ahead. Because I'm gonna tell there's a police right there. I'm gonna tell them what happened. I'm gonna tell my mother what happened, and guess what happened? Guess what happens when I'm at home? I tell my mother about the situation. While I was on the computer, online. I mean, on Facebook. Okay, so I was like, let me go to Internet Explorer. Found that facility's phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call that manager for that complaint.
And this should get written up.
Yeah, exactly. He'll get written up. Same thing as that person on Virgin Bacon Store trying to kick me out over this.
Mm-hmm.
Over our clothing. So I dialed 411 for that facility. I'll call the manager.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call the manager for the complaint. You ain't gonna push me like that. Oh hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Dalton did to me, and they don't want me back anymore. I was like, you know what? I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail for anybody, just like you did to my Johnny friend.
No, you plead your case innocent.
Exactly. I was like, you guys excuse my profanity. And she's just like, I am the MIB agent. This is what I represent. I got 4 of these. I didn't disrespect anybody because I did show you disrespect. Because God told me so and switched my muscle. So as a 45th, born and raised here, New York City, 45 years ago, because I was disrespecting you. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
Pulling every ridiculous stunt. And you let the other suspects get away, the real one.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You speak your mind, Alex.
And why do you think had so many protests around? Because they got pushed around. You got so many protests here in New York City.
Because of racism, favoritism.
Literally.
Yeah.
Ageism, sexism.
Exactly. For that gay lesbian messages, yeah. Yeah, you got that. You got that on purpose.
Now, let's move right along, everybody.
Yes.
Now, the reason why I asked you all this question
Go ahead.
because you know, like a lawyers, you know, like the dream team of OJ.
Yes.
Now, the dream team of the exiles of Babylon was Mishrak, Abednego. They was like lawyers proving that God was the true God. But King Nebuchadnezzar wanted them to worship a stone,
Daniel chapter
iron idol, but they wouldn't do it. They said we wouldn't praise, we wouldn't give respects to this idol because we give respects to God. Even when we're thrown into the first furnace of fire, that we will be delivered to it. Even if we don't get delivered to it, that we will know that we'll serve our God and not your iron idol. Now, everybody turn to Daniel chapter 3.
All right. I figured you was
Now, y'all, all y'all on all y'all on the phone, bring out your Bibles and turn to Daniel chapter 3.
In what verse?
Verse 13 to 17. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you read the easy part from 13 to 17, and I'll read all the hard parts from 19 to 28. Now,
so you said 13 to what?
No, Daniel 3, chapter 3, verse 13 to 17.
All right.
I'm writing all this down.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read, no, you read 13 to 17, and I'll read 19 to 28.
All right. And people, and all your brothers and sisters on this conference call, you're there. Yeah, the Bible says you're there, right? Are you guys there? Yeah. You guys on 13 right now? I mean, chapter 3, verse 13.
All y'all there? Or Reginald? Daniel chapter 3, verse 13 to 17.
Sorry, I missed that. Can you say it again?
Daniel chapter 3, verse 13 to 17. What about you, Joanna? What about you, Janet? Are you there at Daniel chapter 3, verse 13 to 17?
Okay, I'm there.
Oh, okay. Are you there, Janet? Reginald, are you there?
Yes, Daniel chapter 3.
Verse 13 to 17. I'm going to let Alex Blue read the easy part while I'll take the most difficult part. Read when ready. Okay,
right.
Pay attention, y'all. Alex is reading.
All right. And as and it says in verse 13 to 17 in Daniel the 3rd chapter, furious with rage, Nebuchadnezzar summoned Shadrach, Mishpach, and
Abednego.
So these men are brought before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar and said to them, "Is this true? What's his name? Shadrach.
Shadrach.
Mishpach, Shadrach.
Shadrach, Mishpach, and Abednego. That you do not serve my gods or worship the image of the gold that I set up. Now when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, or zither, lyre, harp, pipes, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship to the image, I mean, very good. But if you do not worship, you will be torn immediately
into the blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand. Shemrak,
Meshach,
and I think Abednego replied to the king, "O Nebuchadnezzar, whereas we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If you are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God will serve you, is able to save us from it, and he will rescue. He will rescue us from your head."
Okay, stop right there. Now you see part there that King Nebuchadnezzar's heart was full of dirt. His hands was full of sin. Now we're gonna show. Now here's the part what I'm gonna read from verse 19 to 28, the hardest part. Here we go. I'm gonna read right there where he changed his mind after he found out these three men that Daniel was friends with did not face any defects or nothing from the fire. Here we go. Then Nebuchadnezzar was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and his attitude towards them changed. He ordered the furnace heat 7 times hotter than usual. Then commanded some of the strongest soldiers in his army to top Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So these men was wearing their robes, trousers, turbans, and other clothes, was bound and thrown into the burning furnace. The king's command was so urgent that the furnace was so hot that the flames of the fire killed all the strong soldiers that took Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So these 3 men, firmly tied, fell into the burning furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar leaped into his feet and in amazement and asked his advisors, "Weren't these 3 men we tied up and was thrown into the fire?" They replied, "Certainly, your majesty." Then King Nebuchadnezzar said, then the soldier said, "Look, I saw 4 men walking in the fire, unbound, unharmed. The 4th looked like the Son of God." That was Jesus. That was Jesus' spirit that was consoling Meshach, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And then Meshach then approached the opening of the burning furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Son of the Most High God, come out of here!" Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and the strapless prophets, the governors, and a row of advisors crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, not a hair on their head was singed, and their robes was not scorched. There was no smell of fire on them. Then King Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise be to God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angels and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command, was willing to give their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own." Now you see how the attitude of King Nebuchadnezzar went. His head was full of sin after he saw that Daniel's 3 friends, they had no defects, but the strong soldiers that tried to hold them bound like a Vander Holyfield, they got burned up into the fire. And then he saw that and he changed his tune and he wants to treat them right and serve the true God, God Almighty. That's how he changed from being with dirt and being right with God in the light. Now, we're going to move on to the next question. Can you remember showing mercy to anyone who was poor? Alex, can you answer that question? Can you remember showing mercy to anyone who was poor?
Ooh. Wow,
Just think.
I almost can't recall that except for what happened to me yesterday on that Halloween night before. It was on that. It was on. I'll tell you guys that story on that Canal Street Broadway. When that lady was crying because her sandals, her left sandals was completely busted, like right here.
Oh wow.
Like right here, like her sandal was completely busted. And then and I was like, and I was like, holy ready to God! And lucky is her son give me company to follow away until those two MTA security guards came by. They asked us, they probably had told about the situation, and that's how two security guards and I had agreed to go to straight to get shop, buy the spirit sandals, any type of sandals so she could wear, and then we go and then he's going to give it to me, and then I went all the way back to the same spot where she was crying, and I told her I got sandals she could wear.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so
That's
sandals she could wear. So that way we'll take all the package out. Take everything out there. She started wearing it right now, and throw that sandal that broke and just throw it away. That way she'll be happy to go to her destination with her family to the Halloween party or birthday going to.
That's good, Alice. That's good. That's a good answer. Joanna.
Yep.
Can you answer this question? Can you remember showing mercy to anyone who was poor in your lifetime?
Plenty of times I can't even count.
Just think about it. Just think about that. Just think about that. That handicapped kid that you'll celebrate my birthday at Bay Plaza. He was poor. He was in need, but you took care of him.
That's true.
So I guess that was a good enough answer.
Well, thank you, Anthony, for jogging my memory.
You're welcome. You're welcome, my daughter. Janet, my friend.
Yes.
Janet, can you remember showing mercy to anyone who was poor?
Oh, yes. I used to be a teacher's assistant, and we had families where I worked. We assisted families and children, and a lot of these families were going through a lot of things. We had a child who had a family
Mm-hmm.
had been homeless, one particular, and so the child, they didn't have food, and they didn't have food. So when he came to the day treatment school, and lunchtime would be served, breakfast or lunch, but I remember a time when lunch was served and he was so hungry. He was still hungry. And when I heard the family's history, I think it's still him and the mom. I don't remember anyone else in the family. So he was extremely hungry, and I felt like,
Sorry.
this child, I felt like I needed to help.
That was nice of you.
If we would have food and somebody would throw food away in the garbage, we would go to the garbage.
Which do you want?
And it's heartbreaking to see that for, children, especially children. When we see that a